Alright, what's up, Chuds? Um, so this is an overview of my strategy. So I'm hoping by now you all know what a trend is. Because that's like the main part of the strategy. So I'm sure we're all familiar with support resistance traders. So what this strategy does is it literally turns them into liquidity, which is actually pretty cool, right? So basically the idea of the strategy is, say we have an uptrend. Okay, now we'll have a short dip in the trend. And at this point, we've got a bunch of traders, or a bunch of support resistant traders going, it's a sell, it's a breakout, ah, ah, it's a breakout, it's a breakout. So now, we've got a bunch of support resistance traders which are in shorts. And then because of that, we've got the big institutions going, hell no. And then they just keep pushing price higher, liquidating all them. And then yeah, so just keeps making price go up. So our main concept here is I'm gonna try and figure out when this continuation of the model happens, right? So ideally we'd want to enter here, right? Where we so okay, okay, we've entered, bang, continuation of the trend. So that's how this whole thing works. And yeah, so it's just literally just liquidating these support resistance traders. And now I'm going to tell you how you can find absolutely sniper entries with this, right? Because I have found a way to combine this with Fibonacci to find the exact entry point of when the trend will stop going down and continue going on. So let's see. So we have a pretty big uptrend here, right? Okay, here we go. And what we see is we see two breakout candles in a row. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our Fibonacci tool and draw it out from top to bottom, right? And make sure you have the reverse on here in the Fibonacci settings. And you want to have the 2.414, 3.5, and the 0 level, okay? And what you're going to do is you have the second breakout candle, and the 2.414 is our entry, right? So this is just an example, but the 2.414 is our entry. So we have a huge trend, and now we have a short breakout, and what we reckon is going to happen is going to go down, and then it's going to completely continue on trend. Okay? Let's see. Okay. So now we actually have a good point here, right? So sometimes, let's say it doesn't hit this level. Okay? If after you've marked it out, or after the second candle's happened, it breaks apart, it breaks above that 0 line, that breakout has instantly been invalidated and that entry point is no longer valid. So if it ever breaks above the 0 before hitting the line, then it's invalid and you should just scrap your buy on the order. Okay, but then in this case, say we had two breakout candles, then we would enter the 2.414, put our stop at the 3.5, and then put our TP at the 0, and then we have a 1 to 2 risk reward. That's just how it is. I mean, that's a really reliable way to catch fairly small moves, but sometimes it can be huge moves depending on how big the second candle is. And yeah, so let's just see. Let's look for another example. Okay, here we go. So here we have a big, strong downtrend, right? So this is a very good case of SRL because we have a big, strong downtrend, two breakout candles in a row, which have not been invalidated yet, and then we can put our entry at 2 and 4, just below the 2.414 line, because obviously sometimes it's a little bit too perfect and then you get edged. So it's more just so you get a good fill, and then you want to wait for it to hit that level. So remember, we're looking at the continuation. Oh, dude. And then yeah, you just let it play out. So then you want to put your stop loss at the 3.5, which, oof, a little bit of a big stop. That's alright. You put it at the 0, and then you have a 1 to 2 risk. Now watch this. There we go. Beautiful. So it's almost just like a top tick. Just a miniature top tick. So you see, just call this entire thing with this beautiful entry right there. And this beautiful zero line. We got edge a little bit there, but don't worry because that's not pretty good, right? And we can even go back to like other times, obviously. Let's try to find another case of SRL. Here we go. Here's another good case of SRL. We have an uptrend, and then we wait for 2 breakout candles in a row. There we go. And then we mark out the second one. Okay, 2.414 line, or just above it. Okay, buy 2 NQ. Wait for the level to get hit without being invalidated. So here we put our stop at 3.5 and our TP at the 0. So once again, just above a 1 to 2 RR with an 78% run rate. Roughly around there. Alright. Oh my word. It's taking a while. There we go. See? Look at that beautiful entry. And here we go. Let me just mark this out. Right above the 2.414 line. Bought in there. Stop was here. And then the TP was here. Look at that. 1 to 2. So that's just like a little example of the strat. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. It's pretty good. It's very profitable. Like I said, 78-ish% win rate. That's like the average with 1 to 2 RR. Doesn't catch the biggest moves, but sometimes if the candles are big, you can catch huge moves. Like this one was pretty decently big. And yeah.